One, two, three, go. I'm delighted to extend a warm greeting to all the investors, Industry 5.0 leaders, and startups who are joining us today for EthAum's Partners Industry 5.0 Innovation Pitches. Just to introduce myself, I am Pankaj Gupta, Managing Partner at EthAum. We are a deep tech revenue scaler based in Singapore with approximately 100 B2B and global startups in the portfolio. These are AI, ML, blockchain, IoT, robotics, AR, VR kind of startups from different parts of the world, stages, and sectors. We have witnessed a lot of Industry 4.0 innovations that focused on improving efficiency, productivity, and factory EBITDA using technologies such as IoT, AI, big data, robotics, and so on and so forth. However, the big question is, can we truly achieve a long-term impact by focusing only on efficiency and productivity while ignoring sustainability, human centricity, and human-machine collaboration? And that's why Industry 5.0 innovations become so critical. Rather than replacing humans, Industry 5.0 innovations complement their abilities, leading to more efficient and effective outcomes. And that's the reason we at EthAum took responsibility to identify some truly inspiring Industry 5.0 startups and showcase them to the industry leaders and investors while keeping sustainability and human centricity in mind. We also have a very diverse jury with a lot of experience. The jury members are going to ask some really difficult questions, provide some guidance to the startups, and rate them on different aspects of the business. For example, solution, differentiation, scalability, and so on and so forth. The jury has a lot of interesting experience in the manufacturing investments and innovations. And now I would request our esteemed jury to introduce themselves so that we can learn more about their background, their experience, and what they are going to see today. Now, jury members, if I may start with Hiren, could you please introduce yourself briefly for probably 30, 45 seconds and share more about your experience and background, please. Unmute yourself.
Thanks a lot, Pankaj, for inviting me as juror. I'm very excited to meet all the brilliant founders of Industry 5.0. My name is Hiren Turak. I'm based in Germany and in the industry for the last 30 years. Most of it is around manufacturing, industrial B2B sectors, where Industry 4.0 had enough, impact to be done. And as you said very rightly, the next is all about sustainability, human-robot collaboration, and putting AI into center piece, to go to the next level of autonomous enterprises. And that's what I've done few projects, starting from digital twin to smart worker to Alexa as a service, on the shop floor, and including some of my own investments into those startups. So happy to listen in and give my feedback. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hiren, for your presence today. Seth, may I request you to introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely. Again, just like Hiren, thank you very much for inviting me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Very good. So I'm based in Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. And I spent 30 years of my life in corporate DuPont climbing the ladder. And most of the time I work on what we call startup to commercialization of leading edge technology. Now, from my point of view, leading edge technology is creating materials and systems that enables to create, for example, Mars landing, right? We created stuff that's brand new, or even the Apollo mission going back, or even things that are not nice like Patriot missiles. We invented everything from land to space to these to sub-Atlantic type. And so I carried that on in my second career, which is global headhunting. I focus primarily on private equity. I try to do more on my material science background. But at the end of the day, we do follow the money. The C-level people tell us what they need, and we try to fill that need. I also try to find, there's a lot of money in private equity, so one of my jobs is to find place to invest money.
Right. Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Seth. And with your material science background and working with these CXOs on finding the right, manufacturing talent, I think that's a fantastic combination for us today. May I request Janmajay to do a quick introduction, please?
Hey Pankaj, thanks for inviting me. I'm Janmajay. I am based out of India and I lead the business development for digital manufacturing solutions in Siemens Digital Industries software. What I do is basically evangelize using of digital technologies to manufacturing companies primarily across sectors, starting from aerospace to automotive to consumer goods. And something that really excites me about Industry 5.0 is we are putting the human touch back into technology. That's a very important part. We always miss
Right.
out on the human element when we talk about technology, and time and again we get reminded that humans are here to stay. So I'm really excited to see. I also come from a startup background. That's how I met Pankaj, and I'm interested to see how the vision is for the future is for all the startups, and wherever I can give my inputs, will be happy to do so. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Janmajay, for your time today. Paul.
Yes, thank you. Great to be here. My name is Paul Masterides. I'm currently the CEO of Adherium. Prior to that, I've been in the pharmaceutical industry for about 27 years in asthma, COPD, and cardiovascular products. And the last 10 years, I was at Novartis. We have inhalers for asthma and COPD, and my job was to find digital solutions for our products. And we were the first company in the world to package a digital inhaler device with our products, and we marketed it in 18 different countries. Obviously, that came with having an advisory board for payers, an advisory board for patients, and one for physicians to be able to do something like this that's never been done before. I also have a patent on an AI that diagnoses asthma and COPD with superior accuracy to pulmonologists. And currently with Adherium, we have a digital adherence device that goes on 90% of the world's inhalers to help patients reduce hospitalizations, reduce ER visits, and even death. And so we're based in New Jersey. We're growing here in the U.S., and I'm happy to see and hear what other companies are doing.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Paul, for your time today. Vivek?
Yeah, hi, Pankaj.
Yeah.
Thanks. So good evening, good morning, everyone, from wherever you are. So I'm Vivek. I work with Tech Mahindra based out of UAE. I lead their travel, transportation, logistics, hospitality, and real estate business out here. With around 20 years of sales experience today, and around close to 13 years in Middle East Africa. I think what Janmay and everyone is talking about is building the solutions. I take it right to the customer. I understand what they need. So I think anywhere I could be useful to help you to a fitment with what market needs, what the customer is looking at, right? I'll be happy to help you all.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Vivek, for this offer of support. We as startup, people, we never say no to the support coming from the corporate leaders. So thanks again for that. Again, thanks to all the jury members for being part of the event today. I'm sure we will have some really interesting questions from you. Jurors, please don't forget to score startups after their pitches. We will also seek your final take at the end of all the pitches at the end of the session. Also, please use jury suffix with your name so that the audience can identify you easily. Now, before diving into the pitches, I would love to share some housekeeping rules. Please keep yourself muted throughout the event. Unmute yourself when it is required. Please use the chat section for Q&A only. Raise your hand when you have questions, or you can use emoji to ask questions. Now, we need to start with the first presentation, which is Sensio. It's a Brazilian startup focused on production and inventory control for the industries. And here we go.
Hi, my name is Luis, and I'm the founder and CEO of Sensio from Brazil. So, why am I here? This is a picture of me when I was 3 years old on the building site of the new plant from my dad's furniture factory. This plant on the right. I've been raised in the manufacturing world, and I've always loved this industry and the technology behind it. After college, I worked in my dad's factory for 3 years, managing all the operations. And in this period, I experienced the challenges of managing an industrial plant. And after trying several tools in the market, I decided to create my own. And that's when Sensei was born. The big problem is that it's really hard to manage the operations of a factory. Every plant manager is constant pressure to deliver product faster and decrease inventory levels at the same time. To solve these problems, we built Sensio, which is an AI-powered platform for managing inventory, supply chain, and production operations of manufacturing companies. Sensio is a platform that makes it easy to plan, schedule, and optimize all of the operations with features such as bottleneck identification, production scheduling, demand forecasting, inventory optimization, and manufacturing-specific dashboards. We bring up to 25% decrease in inventory levels and up to 30% decrease in lead times. So here's a success story from our customer Guedes Aluminium, which decreased their lead time by 30% and expecting to save $500,000 in cost this year with Sensio alone. Sensio is built by people who deeply know the industry. We integrate AI seamlessly and we provide a fast time to value. Our team has two founders. I am the CEO and technical co-founder, and Renata runs sales and marketing. We have a team of 12 people in total. The manufacturing market is huge, accustomed to tech, and yet underserved by startups. There are 10 million factories worldwide and almost 500,000 only in Brazil. Here are the three primary KPIs that we track. We currently have more than 600 weekly active users. More than 100,000 manufacturing orders have been created in Sensio, and we have a monthly run rate of $16,000. Last year, we managed to break even and increase our average ticket. And in this year, we are on track to hit a revenue of more than $275,000 by the end of the year. There are currently almost 200 factories using Sensio, and here is feedback provided by a customer in the food industry, which has decreased their lead time by 13% and the average inventory level by 18% in just 2 months of usage of Sensio. We have also recently partnered with Cristal, which is a Brazilian industrial group, to not only be able to benefit from their 50-year expertise, but also to accelerate our growth. Our next steps are: we want to build an outbound sales machine, and on the product side, we want to expand our AI offerings and also build integrations with machines on the factory floor. We are asking for $240,000 in exchange for 8% of our company to be able to expand internationally. Thank you very much, and let's make manufacturing smarter together.
Fantastic. We have Luis on the call to answer your questions. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. Yeah, please go ahead, Hiren.
So, Luis, can you talk a bit about how do you charge the customer?
Sure. So basically, we charge by user, by the number of users, and the number of features or modules that the company will use. Basically, we have many features within the platform, so the cost per user will be defined by the number of features that they use.
The user is what? Is the user an operator? Or is he a store manager? Who is the user here?
So basically, we have the plant managers and the production and inventory supply chain managers. They are our main users. The operator can also be a user and to find information and get reports. But the main user, the main user that will benefit from, will get value from the platform, will be the plant manager.
Is there any specific type of manufacturing you address? There are so many.
We address mainly make-to-order manufacturing companies, the ones that produce based on the customer's orders. But within that, we serve many segments, such as food industry, furniture, electronics, cosmetics, packaging, all of that segments, we already have customers in that.
Okay. It's a crowded space, Ruiz, so I hope you have a good view of competition and how do you do and why do you do something better than the competition, which you didn't give much in this deck, maybe lack of time, but it's a very crowded space. You may want to select a micro vertical, which is fast growing. For example, take energy or take hydrogen, take something which is fast growing, and then prove some, because the rest of the industry KPIs itself is very difficult. So difficult to know where do you start with, before you say you're 30% below, your past benchmark. So, but anyway, good attempts. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Janmajay, please go ahead.
Yeah, great pitch. Nice idea to work on. Hiren hit the nail on the head when he told about, I was about to tell about you are spread too thinly across industries, might want to concentrate on a few industries because manufacturing is a very contextual problem when it comes to different industries, right? So at the early stage, it would be good to prove in certain industries and then move ahead. What I would like to know is, on the shop floor, there are three major problems, if I can highlight. One is machine availability. Second is, real-time data coming in from the machines. The third are different bottlenecks, could be human, could be material, right? Some of those things. So how is your AI or your technical capabilities taking care of all this? If you can just elaborate a little bit for us.
Sure. So basically, today we gather data from APIs and we connect with MES systems, but we don't have sensors on the factory floor and integrations directly with machines. One thing that is in our roadmap is to do that, to be able to gather directly data from the factory floor. But today basically we trust the data that is coming through manual input or APIs and integrations with MES systems.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Just one small piece of advice. Think about how you can bypass that portion because people are really apprehensive for a startup to open up their machines. Even for the bigger players, they're very apprehensive. So you might face roadblocks there. So you might want to think about other ways of how you can solve that problem. But great going. Thanks.
Thank you, Janmajay. Apologies, we can only take one more question, and the rest of the questions will have to go in the chat section. But Vivek, please go ahead.
Luis, thanks. It was a good presentation. What my question is, we have major ERP players like SAP and Oracle who dominate the manufacturing industry, especially SAP. Now, all of them, they're investing into the product. They come with a lot of integrations for the machines, right? And they also provide these kind of data. Now, what is that you do different and how do you plan to protect yourself from these giants, right? Say, for example, any of the major manufacturing company in Brazil or worldwide. What is your pitch to them differently? What you can do apart from SAP? Why should they go for you?
Sure. So basically, our approach is to act as a complementary solution for an SAP or an Oracle solution. So basically, we will integrate with them, bring the data from orders and inventory and these kinds of things, and then do the optimization and the AI stuff on Sensio to basically return the data in and act as a complement.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Louis.
Thanks.
Audience, you may be seeing poll on your screen. Please respond to that. And if there are more questions, please use the chat section. Apologies, we'll have to move on to the next presentation, which is WinCSS. It's a Vietnamese startup that offer a bunch of cybersecurity solutions to various industries, including manufacturing. And here we go.
Hi, I'm Han, board member and chief fundraising at WinCSS. WinCSS is a leading company in the cybersecurity industry with four main divisions: identity and access management, IoT security, IT security, and automotive cybersecurity. About the current market size, the global cybersecurity market was valued at $200 billion USD in 2022, with the expectation grow at CAGR of 12% from 2023 to 2030, especially in IoT expansion, video authentication, automotive cybersecurity, the field WinCSS focus on. The first problem, 86% of breaches are due to stolen traditional passwords. 2.5 months is the average time an organization spends resetting passwords. So the solution of WinCSS Video 2 ecosystem provides a password-less authentication in the Asia-Pacific region. The solution is recommended by Microsoft and Video Alliance. This is the product. You can see the key push in the phone or your system, and you can forget the password in all of your browsers. This is our testimonial. The next problem, automotive cybersecurity incidents have risen by 600% since 2016. And automotive manufacturers face significant compliance challenges with various cybersecurity standards to sell in each market. With WinCSS Automotive Cybersecurity, we deliver a robust suite of solutions to enhance worker safety and compliance with international standards. This is our happy customer from Taiwan, Japan, US. With the traction, WinCSS revenue still growing during the economic downturn. We expected to double revenue in 2024. We achieved this revenue with stable staff, showing that we are good at optimizing costs and ready to scale. WinCSS is aiming to raise $20 million USD in Series B in July 2025 to grow the revenue from $4.7 million USD in 2023 to $30 million in 2026, expand to 10 countries. We want to add the form of P&A Video 2 and FDO product and automotive product fields. We have a dream team in the Asia region, with the talent from 12 to 20 years of experience in the cybersecurity market. That's why Win Group agreed and invest total of $7 million USD until now. And this is the real money they invest to us. So if you want to make the digital world more safer, please contact to us and we can make this. Thank you.
Fantastic. We have Hai dialing in from Vietnam to answer your questions. Seth, I know you could not ask the question last time, or anybody else.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have a question in this one. Thank you.
No, no worries. Okay, so sorry.
Pankaj, can I take it?
Yeah.
So maybe not a question, but it's actually a good spot to be in, especially at Tech Mahindra, since we work with a lot of automotive companies. So a lot of investments are going towards how we secure the vehicles, and I think it's a very sweet spot. Something what so it's not a question, but maybe a compliment for you. I like the solution. I think we understand automotive industry, so I can see it's a good play.
I'm sure Hi is loving that compliment.
Yeah, sure. We love that.
Thank you.
So just one question, Pankaj. Hi. Do you have a split up? Because it looks like you work in automotive plus some other sectors. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. As you see in the next, we focus firstly in automotive cybersecurity. For example, we provide the service for VinFast company. The company has just IPO in US stock market. In other field, cybersecurity, we provide the passwordless authentication, follow the FIDO2 standard, and we provide a full ecosystem all-in-one in all of the cybersecurity for the company, which depend. With the automotive cybersecurity, we focus the technology. In this year, not only we can provide for the automotive, but now we are in the next step to use the technology provide for the airplane. We are in the step to work with the biggest company provide for the airplane cybersecurity in Singapore, and we can provide this with the FIDO2 and FDO standard. We can call that passwordless authentication technology. We are working with the banking and insurance company to provide for them. We have just signed the contract work NAPAS, the biggest digital wallet in Vietnam, and we can integrate with the system to all of the banking in Vietnam now. And with the, yeah.
I think Hiren wanted to ask a question after that. So let's see if he has any follow-up on that.
So I wanted to know the split up. So what is your current revenue in automotive and in non-automotive?
Okay, with the automotive, our biggest revenue now, it keep 60% of the total revenue currently. With the IT cybersecurity service, we keep around 25%, and the remaining is the FIDO2 and FDO. In 2024, we focus on the FIDO2 and FDO, and also automotive. That two field we focus because we have the strong advantage in the technology. We are on the technology, hardware and software. Our in-house team, we can produce, and all of the software and hardware also recognized by global.
Yeah, I think if you saw yourself as a part of SDV, I think you might have heard of SDV, software-defined vehicle architecture. It's a very big initiative in Europe and US, but you have to be a integral part of that architecture. Yeah, and there is a organization called SOFI in Europe, and there are some way in which SDV is being created. So if you become part of it, you actually be able to enter some of these giants, in Europe and US. So would be happy to talk to you offline, later.
Sure.
Structure this better. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
you.
so much, Hiren, for your great support and your insights. Thanks, Vivek, as well. Let's move on to the next presentation, which is Do Good People. It's a solution for corporates to equip their teams to lead the sustainable change within their own organization and achieve the sustainability goals. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Ignacio, and I'm the founder of Do Good, which is a company that developed a solution to equip the employees of the companies to lead the sustainable transformation. We understood that people wanted to act, and companies at the same time were pressured to have an ESG strategy. But the thing is that after companies defined the sustainability strategy, they were struggling or are struggling to implement it because they don't manage to involve everyone in this change. So what we have developed is a solution to keep the employees to change the organization at every level. What we do is to make everyone know how to impact their strategy with the daily jobs, allowing the company to instantly reach every member of the organization and track the employee ESG data automatically. This enables a faster and frictionless transformation and helps extract the data and convert it into value, like rating improvements or non-financial reporting structure. After understanding the client priorities, we automated the delivery of a customized action plan to impact the strategy. On the other hand, Do Good solves the three main obstacles that activate the employee contribution. We ensure that everyone knows what to do, how to do it, and make them part of an impact community that works together for a better future. We have already implemented our global cross-industry solution with the biggest clients in more than 15 industries, with more than 80% renewals and expansion rates in Spain, and have now a very clear plan to replicate this in other countries. Our clients choose us because we have the most experience providing customized value to reputed enterprises all around the globe. And of course, we allow a global integral implementation. We have been there on that team that has been previously a C-level executive in the software and sustainability industry, which means that we not just have the ingredients, but we also have the talent to manage such a big growth. We have been brushing up our value proposition during more than 5 years and are now ready to become the global niche leader. Our revenues are going to grow at least 5 times this year, but we have the needed maturity to accelerate our growth by raising 4 million and entering 4 new markets at the same time. Of course, we're also developing the Do Good 2.0 offering. This is going to allow a much faster growth and will provide our investor more than a 10x return on investment on the next 4 years, knowing that we are in a low risk space because the exit opportunities are already available. Do you want to use your money as a means to an end? Let's have a chat. Many thanks.
Fantastic. We have Rodrigo and Ignacio. Yes, Chenmaje, please go ahead and ask your question.
Firstly, I must compliment the team because they are concentrating on sales. A product is as good if you are not selling it, it's of no use. So it's a big compliment on that. What I would like to know is beyond reporting and what the team showed us in the pitch, how are you driving engagement within the companies? How will you drive, because this is more about a behavior management or change management also. So how are you going to do that with your clients? How are you going to drive engagement?
Many thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, we have been there like 5 years. Part of these 5 years, we have been trying many different things, and understanding how to really have an impact on the people. In the end, there is science behind, cultural change and transformation, and that's what we apply. I mean, in the end, that 20% of the people in the companies are going to have a, let's say, purpose motivation. Some of them are going to be motivated by competition. The others are going to be motivated by rewards. And what we do in our customer success journey is to basically guide like the companies to have the most, let's say, engagement. In the end, there is also an interesting thing that that the product works very good. So we basically need to convince the clients to run a first little project, and then it scales automatically because they see like the value by themselves. So I would say that it's a mix between experience and science what we apply in there, some kind of engineering it.
Right. I mean, just one feedback on that. While in other cases, just concentrating on the 20% might be good, but in your case, since you are driving sustainability, unless the whole company contributes, the majority 80% also contributes, that change won't be driven. So might want to concentrate on that part also. You can't ignore the rest of the people as well.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Janmajay. Thanks a lot, Ignacio. Any other question for Do Good? Okay, if you have more questions for Do Good, please use chat section. And obviously you may have seen the poll, please respond to that. Next is West Local, a personalized approach for an informed and efficient in-house management. And here we go.
Hello, I'm Mark, the CEO of WasteLocker, and we are about no missing waste. Currently, there is a huge missing gap. More than $100 billion needs to be invested into solid waste management to meet regulatory and environmental needs in developed countries alone. And we are solving one of the core issues of missing data. Waste quality is a black box. Imagine like shopping Amazon but without having any information on the product or its quality whatsoever. This is exactly what is happening in the waste field right now. And then we have companies and governments who need to reduce waste and to report, but because of this poor data and measurement techniques, many don't even know how to start and how to reduce their waste impact. So what we provide is accurate, real-time tracking of waste types and quantities to reduce, to report, and to achieve waste management goals anywhere and with exceptional service. From one single image, we get more than 15 insights to adjust to each client and perform the automatic ESG waste reporting as well as continuous digitalized advising. You can have the latest cleanliness score of your enterprise or organization on any smartphone or connected device. Images get analyzed by AI and we adjust to the client sustainability plan and are their most reliable zero waste partner by bringing custom education, engagement, reporting, alerts, and much more. Here are some of the examples. For example, the banking sector, one of our long-term customers, we have reduced mixed waste by 30%, increased waste purity by 50%, and increased waste-related ESG reporting precision by 90%. Another example from the retail sector, we managed to increase the initially fragmented franchisee engagement into sustainability practices by 60%, increase waste purity by 30%, and again the waste-related ESG reporting by 90%. Our solution is uniquely applicable for any visually identifiable waste, from offices to events, construction, and so on, even waste trucks to map waste generation in the smart city environment. We target ESG compliant corporations and corporations with 50 to 200 million in revenue currently, and after 2 years we are targeting 200+ million in revenue. On our checklist are also cities with 50,000 in population plus, and waste conversion facilities resulting in a serviceable obtainable market size of 140 million. And here's the interesting part. We have a unique head start. This year we became the exclusive partner who is certified by the European Commission and the ambassador to bring quality and sustainability by reducing waste. Leverage this recognition as well as our multiple strategic partners and clients in the EU and the GCC to capture our key market areas. In terms of competition, we're automated to be as simple as setting up any other smart home device, but personalized as a home with extensive security tailoring. And this is showcased. We have multiple contract clients from various sectors in the EU who are already paying, as well as some confirmed paid pilots in the GCC, and big companies and corporations in the pipeline. Our current business model is a subscription-based service to deliver substantial results to our clients, and with WasteLocker, it is at least 50% less expensive to achieve such results. And in the future, we're the Amazon for waste, opening us multiple other revenue streams of over 150 million. And of course, all this would be impossible without the team. We are united by the desire to optimize, and waste has been along on our checklist. It all started with our CTO, who at the age of 16 invented an EU award-winning smart waste solution. And now we have all of the necessary core competencies to make it all happen. Thank you.
Fantastic. We have Mark on the call to respond to your questions. Jury members, please.
Mark, excellent picture. Mark, are there any regulation that is forcing your customers to anyway go through a solution like yours?
Yes, thank you for the question. Inside the European Union, there is the framework called Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, which outlines that companies need to reduce waste and also report the precise numbers. Outside of the European Union, it is the ESG framework, which is primarily applied to all of the stock-listed companies to map their sustainability practices and also to reduce their impact. And waste is one of the key areas.
So you do report, you help them do reporting as well as per the regulation.
Yes, we do the waste reporting as well.
Okay. And waste is not the only part of the ESG initiative in a company. They have different things. So what percentage of impact is waste, into that overall ESG score?
Yeah, thanks. It depends on the industry, of course, but usually it is somewhere below, depending, but it can be from 10 to 30% maybe. The majority is, of course, the energy production and the CO2 emissions from it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Hiren. Vivek, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Mark, you mentioned that your client segment is companies who are up to 200 million in revenue. So any particular reason why you're targeting the SME? Especially, I understand in the European Union, it's you have a regulation which is forcing them to go for it. But in other regions, normally we find the large enterprises moving on to this, early, not the SME segment.
Yes. So the reason why we are targeting currently up to 200 million is because the selling processes can be a bit different when we talk about companies that have revenues in billions, and also it can be like smaller subsidiaries of the company of the more large scale corporations that we can target. So that's why that's the limitation. That's why we have it.
And if I'm understanding the solution correct, you place a camera which monitors the waste which is going in the bins or it's lying in the office, and you report that.
Yes, exactly. Not only the offices, but yes, you understand it.
Any location.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot, Vivek. Again, if you have more questions, please use the chat section. Next is CloudWorks. It's an Indian startup offering no-code platform for building digital twins. And here we go.
Hi, I'm Yuvraj, founder and CEO of CloudWorks. We've created a no-code platform that lets you create 3D apps for enterprise metaverse, such as digital twins, allowing you to achieve business insights 10x faster and reduce your time to market by 80%. We call it CloudWorks Studio. Before I start the pitch, I'd like to talk about an inevitable growing force, digitization. Factories are going to look very different by the end of this decade. Every aspect of work that can take place digitally will become more immersive, allowing your workforce to gain real-time, real-world insights right from their desk as they manipulate and interact with 3D replicas of their factory called digital twins. This is not something that's far-fetched, it's already happening around us. Businesses are building amazing products to solve problems that they didn't even know existed until they saw it in 3D. But there's a big problem. Only 0.0007% of factories have implemented it, because 3D application development is hard. It requires experienced developers, costly game engine licenses, and months to convert your factory to 3D and make it actionable over an app, driving the cost of implementation to 1 million per factory. Thus out of reach of 6.2 million factories who want to implement it but can't. This is not okay. Digital twins are amazing and we want every factory to have this. The good news is that we're getting there faster than ever before. The advent of no-code and low-code frameworks is making it simpler by the day to create applications. IoT has been around for almost a decade and has been making our factories more connected. 3D scanning has evolved to an iPhone app, which can be used by anyone to get accurate 3D models. We just need a framework that combines elements of 3D and IoT in a no-code fashion so that anyone can create 3D apps even without knowing the technical complexities that go behind these solutions. This is where we step in. Our vision is to make digital twins and 3D simple and accessible through our no-code platform that makes the creation of 3D applications as easy as creating a PowerPoint slide. The first step is to connect your sensors, devices, data lakes, ERP systems, etc. Second, create the look and feel of an app by customizing and editing the web, mobile, and 3D models. Lastly, modify data parameters, link interactions, create simulations, and embed contextual 3D analytics on your app, and publish it in one click. Powered by a tech stack based on a granted US patent, our solution has already been deployed for homes, buildings, factories, ports, terminals, utility centers, and even cities, making them smarter and more efficient and allowing them to make more informed decisions more quickly. We make money in two stages. The first is a recurring revenue through the platform license based on the available plans from Viewer, Editor, Editor Plus, and Enterprise. The second is a one-time cost of creating the 3D sandbox, which is customized for every enterprise or use case. Our solution has been actively deployed in 3 locations by the Government of Spain, Trileco, and the Government of Finland for smart ports, Industry 4.0, and waste management trends, respectively. Our upcoming client pipeline comprises of organizations with annual revenue greater than $1 billion, with whom we've secured LOIs and long-term contracts to enable enterprise metaverse and digital twin solutions for multiple use cases, ranging from education, banking, ESG, brands, sales, and training. In the end, we have a platform that allows us to link any real-time or historical data to a 3D model. The global digital twin industry was valued at $6.5 billion in 2021. Given our assumption of an ACV of 50K per deployment, our SOM becomes $1 billion through an estimated number of 20,000 plus deployments over the next 3 to 5 years. The best part is that we don't have any direct competitors who are focusing on industrial and enterprise metaverse with a combination of no-code, IoT, and 3D. There are some of the solutions which come close to achieving what we are doing, and it's clearly evident that the flexibility and no-code capabilities that are offered with CloudWorks Studio are unmatched. Also, we're the only solution that allows you to take the code output. The team comprises of 18 developers, generalists, and artists who come from a gaming, VFX, and IoT background. I've been a thought leader in the field of IoT and 3D for quite a few years and was also featured in Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia in the 2016 edition. Our CTO and co-founder Kaushik comes from a startup background, having been the CTO of Primark. Our CBO is Mr. Dinesh Prasad, who was the head of Qualcomm India and South Asia for the past 2 decades. We're raising a seed round, which will largely be used in sales and customer acquisition, along with product development, during which we will be expanding to US, Middle East, ANZ, and ASEAN markets, and launching the asset marketplace and B2D version of the product by Q3. The enterprise metaverse is like a gold rush. The Metas are digging the gold, the NVIDIAs are selling the access. But we're the third type. The type that's making this gold rush accessible and reachable to those who don't even know how to hold an axe. Join us in the movement. Thank you.
Fantastic. We have Yuvraj on the call to answer questions. Yep, Janmajay, please go ahead.
Hey Yuvraj, amazing presentation, and I must say you are in the right direction. This is a real need of the hour. And what I would like to know a little bit more in depth is, on one side you have the user friendliness of a no-code platform. On the other side, you have the complexity of a shop floor, where you need data-rich digital twin or customizable digital twin. So how are you merging both of them? And one piece of advice that I have, you need to relook at your competition. There are many more players than what we saw on the pitch, and you need to relook on that front. Yeah.
Yuvraj, we cannot hear you. You are not audible. Try again. We still not audible. You may want to remove the headset and go direct.
I think we need his digital twin to answer this.
Yeah. Any better now?
Yeah. Please go ahead. Continue.
Great. Yeah. So regarding the first question that you rightly mentioned, so the no-code capabilities aren't really, I would say, that flexible on the get-go itself. In the initial stages, we are also creating some form of a digestible sandbox for all of our enterprise customers. This sandbox would be, let's say, around just an assembly line production capability in some sense, or it could be around, let's say, the asset location or pathfinding solutions that we could build on top of digital twins. And based on one aspect, we then expand onto the no-code capabilities on how that scene could be enabled further by, let's say, adding more elements on the assembly line or adding more data or adding different elements of the workforce. So the capabilities are bundled according to the scene. And as the organization scales the digital twin capabilities, more and more what we call these 3D scenes get added on top of the digital twin. So thereby it collectively becomes a comprehensive digital twin as the organization journey with us continues to grow.
Okay. So by the looks of it, it looks more like concentrating on the SMB space rather than large enterprise. But I think as you move on to this journey, you will keep adding the features and make it more robust. One area where you should definitely look at pitching is remote maintenance. Okay, they need some simple, quick to deploy tool. Especially as solar and waste treatment plants, these are growing like crazy. So think about those industrial segments as well. But great job, and we can connect if you want to discuss more on this.
Thanks a lot,
definitely.
Janjay.
Sure.
Appreciate that. Hiren, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I think, Yuvraj, you are in the market for quite some time. I guess. So can you talk about your journey? You started, what, 5 years back?
Yeah, so almost in December 2019, when I started Cloudworks, for the first 1.5 years, we were primarily in product development, and we launched the beta version around 2021. That's when we also got our first paying customer out of the US as well. So initially, like the whole narrative around digital twins wasn't as advanced as it is today or just a year ago. At that time, the narrative was primarily around visualization, and we had also latched onto the ESG and certain sustainability solutions that we pitched around the angles of digital 3D visualization of factories. So that was the first angle that we got our inroads into. And through that, we then got expanded to other verticals. And what I noticed in terms of expanding into these verticals was particularly that every geography has different policies that are promoting certain digital twins in those domains. For example, in US, the ESG narrative has been strong ever since the COVID and digitization hit. After the CHIPS Act came across, that is when the digital twin angle became more pronounced. Prior to that, it was all around ESG. Any digital twin or 3D solutions were having an ESG element if they had to sell in US. Whereas if we look at Spain, over there, the digitization of ports was a big mandate by the government. So in that case, we basically, for those kind of companies, we managed onto the ports and shipping terminals authority. Yeah,
I think I think some inputs are given, so whatever you create, if it's transportable to other devices, for example, AMRs, or let's say I want to put 10 robots into a factory, mapping before the robots become functional, it takes almost 7 days sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's a big West. So if you can do something that a robot can learn much faster within 15 minutes, because you already have a twin ready and you can transport to right? If you have a use case like this, I'm happy to introduce you to many such possibilities, because I have not found a solution for that, So happy
Great.
to.
Yeah, great. Please, we'd be glad for that. And we can definitely do that. We call this dynamic pathfinding solutions. So we definitely have that enabled for a lot of other port authorities that we built for. So we can extrapolate the same for AMRs and AGVs as well.
Thank you. Let's connect later. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Hiren. Appreciate that support, and thanks, Yuvraj. If you have more questions and comments, please use chat section. The next is iGrowMe. It's a manufacturing OS designed to integrate operational technology with advanced IT solutions. And here we go.
Hi, I'm Barbara Rus, co-founder of iGrowMe. We developed the first digital operational system that seamlessly connects all hardware and data sources, providing a user-friendly and sustainable solution. The system integrator market, essential for industrial automation, faces significant challenges. Automation projects typically exceed their budget and timeline by 45 and 73% respectively, with the complexities of integrating diverse systems, contributing to an estimated $400 billion in global annual losses for prolonged downtimes and reduced operational efficiency. Less than 10% of the collected data is utilized for decision-making, with current platforms often limited by their SaaS nature. 60% of the digital transformation projects do not achieve their intended outcomes, leading to billions in lost revenue. The situation hampers the effective implementation of IoT and advanced data analytics, essential for modern industry advancement. Igromi OS revolutionized system integration with a Linux-based operating system designed for edge computing, addressing the unique needs of system integrators and the industries they serve. Whether deployed locally or in the cloud, Igromi OS streamlines the integration of diverse technologies, such as vision computing that allows unit counting that typically a sensor cannot, or natural language queries with AI models available as models on Igromi Store, allowing integrators to reduce times and cost by up to 85%. Our open and decentralized architecture allows any device to act as a node, facilitating the efficient use of data across systems. This positions Igromi as a crucial player in digital transformation, empowering industries to enhance operational efficiency and leverage data-driven insights to recover billions in potentially lost revenue. Integrators are already successfully using Igromi in their automation project. To date, we have a branding agreement with EDATEC, manufacturer of edge computing, and 5 pre-agreements with providers of industrial technologies, each capable of supplying at least 50 integrators, resulting in an impressive lifetime value of more than $7 million per provider. Through 7 authorized distributors, Igromi plans to sell more than 7,000 edge devices, generating revenues of over 80 million. This volume represents approximately 1% of the Latin market, valued at $1.6 billion USD. This sector anticipates a compound annual growth rate of 6.3% to 2029. The first year, our focus is to sell edge devices with embedded Igromi OS license at the one-shot price of $20 per OS start license. From the third year, our model evolves to one centered on recurring revenues, representing 85% of our revenue. We are seeking to raise $500K to open our main office in the US and officially launch our Igromi OS, consolidate our iLicense with industrial technology providers, diversify our ecosystem through Igromi Store, through models that support sustainability developed by Igromi as well as third parties. For this, we will allocate more than 56% of our resources to our R&D team and prepare us for our expansion into the Asian market. Led by Victor Rus, CEO with 15 years of experience and dedicated team of innovators and technicians, we are prepared to lead the revolution in operational technologies. Contact us if you want to reimagine a more sustainable industry together.
Fantastic. Questions for Igromi? Please feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, if there are no questions, probably we can take them later or in the chat section. I'll just count till 3 one more time. 1, 2, 3.
No worries, you can ask later.
Yeah, we can take those
Well,
questions. Yeah,
Well,
here.
let's not, so Barbara, are you more of a universal protocol OS? I'm just trying to understand what your product is, So it is irrespective of whoever manufactures an edge device, Siemens or Rockwell or whatever, different bus protocols. You are universal protocol OS. Is that what my understanding correct?
It's not a universal protocol. It's a system, operating system that lives on the edge, and it is capable to connect, be embedded in any edge device. So we facilitate the integration in the Igromi OS. Lives already have the connectivities with the diverse protocols and the diverse systems. We have the tools embedded on the system integrator.
Yeah, but
on the operating system.
Understood. So then you go to Intel or you go to Qualcomm or you go to, whoever is the, at that edge device level, and you offer your OS as an integral part of their product. I'm not able to understand why do you want to sell edge devices, you would like to be part of you don't want to compete with edge device manufacturers. You want to treat them as your customer. That's much faster way.
Yes, it's a good question, actually, because we are not planning to manufacture any edge device. It's like we have a reference, like a Microsoft in the 80s and the 90s, sorry. They offered the license through the manufacturer of laptop in that time. So we pretend to sell and facilitate our license through them. And that's very important because our business is the data and our business is the ecosystem. But in the first year, we are focused to sell edge devices as a commercial strategy to establish as a standard in the industry.
Well, harsh feedback, but good luck to you. You should focus on OS as a software rather than trying to go into Microsoft will of course tell you many things because there are always agendas, But
we actually have a agreement with a manufacturer of edge devices right now. We said that it's because we contact any edge devices manufacturer, and they don't have a system. They don't have an operating system that could live and they can sell. And we offer to them our solution to plans to empower the hardware they are selling, because they don't want to just sell a hardware. They want just to sell a solution, a complete solution for the industries they serve. So
okay,
that's the plan.
I think a lot of rethinking required in who to market to, in my opinion. But please, all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Hiren.
Thank you.
Well taken your feedback. Next is Curec Robot. It's a US-based startup modularizing and abstracting robotics to enable rapid adoption and end labor shortage. And here we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gary Curec, and I am the founder and CEO of Curec Robot. Our company is building more capable, flexible, and affordable robotics and automation that is accessible to any business. An unprecedented labor crisis is driving explosive demand for robotics and automation by companies struggling to stay competitive. While this trend began a while back, the pandemic dramatically accelerated it. Despite record demand, robotics and automation adoption is inaccessible to 95% of those who need it. High capex costs, inflexibility, inconsistent support, and long deployment times, which are caused by deep fragmentation in the industry, are to blame. Curec Robot's full-stack solution enables more capable and flexible robotics and automation that is accessible to all. Here is a little more about our intelligent modular robotics platform.
Curec's modular, Lego-like set of 30 AI-enabled robotic modules can assume nearly any imaginable electromechanical type or configuration, distilling a complicated, fragmented, and impractical industry into a single end-to-end platform. These innovative machines assemble in under 1 hour to provide intelligent, secure, and customizable automated manufacturing lines to the factory floor. Curec's machines can be reconfigured just as fast by a team of novice workers, the first robotics platform that allows for scalable labor to grow alongside it to meet global demands. Machine downtime? No such thing. With every Curec machine being based off the same modular platform, a small shelf of spare modules is enough to have any machine back up and running in minutes. No more months-long repairs.
Globally, industrial automation is a $180 billion market today. Robotics is expected to be $500 billion by 2025. Maintenance, repair, and overhaul is $650 billion, where submarkets like the United States Department of Defense budget of $45 billion per year and even just drilling holes at $15 billion per year fall under as well. Beyond that, the foundation of the global economy is labor. Robotics and capital equipment is labor distilled, and Curec Robot Corp is robotics and capital equipment hyper distilled into a single vertically integrated, scalable, and easy-to-use platform. The robotics industry will likely be home to some of the largest market cap companies in the world within the next decade or two, the ones that best solve the problems with automation for these massive markets. Automation today, like high-volume, dedicated factory automations, offer high throughput, but low flexibility and high CapEx costs. Robotic work cells fall into a category called soft automation, which is somewhat more flexible, but still quite rigid and lower throughput. Humans, and soon humanoid robots, fall into a category of highly flexible, but low throughput solutions. Curec Robot is in a unique category of building adaptable machines that are both highly productive and highly flexible. By abstracting complex machinery into modular components and infusing them with AI, we are not just making machines smarter, we are redefining their potential. We sell our solutions currently using two business models. One is through a CapEx purchase of a machine with subscription and service packages added. The second option is machines as a service, which is more like an operational cost to customers. While larger transactional sales are preferable to some customers today and provide us cash flow to fund our growth, sales will grow and move towards machines as a service going forward. We prototyped and demonstrated the world's first modular industrial-scale CNC mill built with Curec parts, which almost every industry expert we encountered said was impossible to build. This was the most difficult use case to build using modular parts, meaning we've proven that every other application we build downstream is technically feasible. This is known as a riskiest assumption test. Production aerospace parts built on our prototype CNC mill were delivered to Boeing, Airbus, Lockheed, and Gulfstream and are deployed on aircraft flying today. We also serve the U.S. Air Force and Army as customers. Our technical team have built companies and launched products many times before, and our defense sales team has a proven track record of being some of the best in the United States. We're beginning by dominating a small subset of the United States defense maintenance, repair, and overhaul market before expanding into larger adjacent commercial and defense markets. We are raising $650,000 to fund our next 18 months of growth, sign $25 million in customer contracts, and to achieve all milestones needed for our Series A. Thank you for your time, and I welcome your questions.
Fantastic. Questions for Gary?
Hi, Gary. Great idea. I see a need for this in the industry. What I would like to know is what is your scalability plans, and how are you handling commissioning and after sales service currently? Because in all of this robotics and very high tech application, commissioning eats up a lot of time, and also after sales servicing.
So on the scalability front, our units are currently manufactured in Orange County, and to what are Orange County, California, so Los Angeles area, and we're focused on customers, particularly in the defense sector and on the commercial side, who are buying units that are basically deployments in the range of like excess of $1 million, but in the case of like the Air Force, they'll buy a single unit for about 5 million. So we have a smaller number of units, but higher revenue going out, and they're basically serving smaller or they're in smaller unit numbers, but they're serving some of the largest maintenance depots within the DoD. So when it comes to after-service commissioning, by having one person either nearby or on site to those high-price units, we're able to have a very, very close relationship with those customers and have somebody there almost in a kind of real-time sense. A lot of our machines also do a lot of remote monitoring, remote maintenance, and preventative maintenance so that we can minimize problems before they occur, before the customer has to actually call us. Now, as we scale up and we move into other industries, we're trying to add the preventative and remote maintenance as a larger and larger kind of percentage of what we do, so that a smaller group of customer service personnel can serve a larger number of customers. But as it turns out right now, given the sort of lower volumes we're dealing with, and we're able to do a lot with a smaller group of people. And then on the scalability side, we're selling units kind of in the dozens right now, soon to be hundreds, and then thousands after that. And our facilities within the US are easily capable of handling those. And we're in talks with some other partners once we get into larger, once we're at like a Series C, Series D stage, or later, and we need to get into larger, almost say millions of parts type volumes. We're starting to look into what all of that looks like as well. And our team has experience in building parts or building companies and selling solutions in all different types of volumes, hardware, software. So we are fairly well versed and kind of know what to expect ahead of us.
Gary, we have a question from Seth. Seth, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, great presentation. So I have a question. This is like very similar to some of the challenges that I had in my corporate life at DuPont. So when you have a product that's really great, you have a target market that you're going after. And so I was just wondering, when you went after the military avionics type application, were you consciously doing that? And like, did you want to do that first, or were you going to after like a bigger volume market first?
Yeah, so I think there was the idea behind our platform was that we could do a lot of different potential things, but it's great to have a huge, total addressable market, but you have to have a step-by-step plan as to how you grow into it properly and how you do that as a startup. So we understood we had a solution that could be used in many different ways. I'm originally Canadian. I became an American citizen in 2021, and at that point, it was kind of brought to my attention that what I was building could have been of use to the military. And when I started talking to the Air Force, I had kind of a loose idea of what some of their concerns were. But then as I talked to more of those customers, we realized there was actually a really, really kind of potent opportunity with them that other solutions could not serve, that we could build them something that could do like 5 to 10 times as much for half the cost, but it would still be, significant revenue and a significant profit margin for us. So we found that it was just an ideal customer relationship to have with them. And then on the commercial side, there was also in commercial aerospace, they were dealing with similar problems. So we're working with some customers there too. But it served as a great starting point, and serves as kind of a great launching pad for growth into other industries going forward.
Okay. Well, thank you for the response. So I was going to say, if I could offer this, so military avionics is great to work with because you're limited in volume. On the other hand, it can really take all your resources because it takes a long time to really be approved with the military avionics application. On the other hand, something to consider if you have the bandwidth in the commercial side, you might want to look at, like I said, larger volume application. I can tell you, like, this is very analogous to some of the materials that we invented in systems. We were going after 20 years ago, commercial mobile phone devices, which don't look like what they look like then. It looks similar to what you have today. And at the end of the day, we had a parallel project working with the government, working with DARPA, ARPA, and NASA. And then as you're doing that, you have a commercial version, which is less stringent, but you can manufacture readily, and then that exercises your ability to manufacture it at scale.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And the defense sector likes when you have a commercial vertical as well. So any solution that we bring to them, we like to go to them and say, we're also building solutions for Boeing and Lockheed and what have you. But I definitely appreciate all that advice.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Apologies for other questions and comments. We'll have to move on to the chat section. Next is Synchrol. They do offer zero friction gear technology to start with to the automotive AV industry, and here we go.
Hello, I'm Paul Bogar, founder and CEO of company Synchrol. We want to transform the entire machine world with our new and revolutionary gear technology, starting with EVs first as our beachhead. Did you know that the entire machine industry relies on a technology that is over 2,000 years old? Yes, these are the gears. Isn't it time to change? We came up with a fundamental change, a paradigm shift in this field. We use balls rolling without friction to couple the gear wheels. The balls roll along grooves on the two wheels as they make the coupling. Pure rolling, no friction whatsoever. We save energy and CO2 up to 70%, depending on gear type. For the types used in EVs, we save 8%. But there is more. Our gears have smaller size, longer life, lower noise, and other advantages. Our technology is applicable in all machines, and our total available market is of gigantic $200 billion. We are focusing first on the electric vehicle gear market that is expected to grow to about $200 billion next 10 years. We proved our technology at TRL5 on test rigs, and in some cases at TRL6 in final operation environment. We measured very high efficiency already at these early development levels. Here are a few examples for customer projects for marine winch, robot arm, and machine tools applications. These examples illustrate the versatility of our technology in terms of geometries and applications. So where do we stand right now? We have the technology at TRL 5 and 6. We have patents live in 13 countries. We also have a unique and proprietary know-how protecting our technology. We brought on board an investor called Mate Rimac, founder and CEO of a unicorn EV startup, often dubbed as Europe's Elon Musk. We sold 1 license, 3 prototypes, and 11 designs so far, and made over 50 free concept designs. We won 350,000 euros in grants. Also won 17 major startup awards in 5 countries, plus the Seal of Excellence in the EU. Right now, we are looking to raise 3 million euros in funding that we want to spend mainly on test data and prototype production for customers. We also want to expand the team to speed up sales and engineering cycles and scale up the business. We also have detailed plans for future milestones. In year 3 in particular, we aim to reach scale-up phase in our license business, begin build up our serial production, and reach break-even. We have a team of 2 physics PhDs, 3 engineering and 3 business masters with average 25 years of work experience, including scientific research, engineering, finance, and sales. We also have an advisory board of 9 prominent people. With the complete set of skills, our team is well positioned to quickly grow the company and bring it to success. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to your questions.
Fantastic. Let's take questions for Synchrol. Seth, yeah? You raise your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is from the last.
Yeah, so listen, this is a fascinating technology. I was just looking it up. I actually worked with a company that actually went bankrupt, not because the technology was bad, but because of financial reasons. So you're actually developing gears that are frictionless, right? You're creating a tangible product. Is that correct, Pao?
Yes, exactly. So we have the technology, we have the basic idea and the physics, all the way to manufacturing. We have the capability to produce actual products.
Right. So the only thing I was going to say, you might say this guy's crazy, but I thought I'd bring it up to you. I was so fascinated with this product. It's a nanomaterial from a company called Nanomech out of University of Arkansas. And they were scaling so fast. And so what they did was created liquids, fluid, that would then be inserted in all machineries and gear to make it frictionless. And they were getting a lot of traction from the military. I'll put it in the link for you to look at. It's something that could complement your business or accelerate it, because if you think about it, you don't have to have a factory to create these mechanical devices. Instead, you're creating a nanomaterial. So it's right.
Thanks, Seth. I think that would be helpful. Let's see if we have any questions or comments from other jury members. Okay. If you have more questions or comments, please put them in the chat section. I see there are a bunch of comments for Gary from Quebec. We will have to move on to the next presentation now. It's Circular, which is a platform to monitor industrial leaks to achieve ESG, GHG goals using AI and industrial IoT. And here we go.
Hello, I'm David Lagrejo, CEO and co-founder of Circular. The problem of industrial processes is concentrated in following three parts. One, companies take a long time to start energy efficiency projects and make an energy transition because they don't know what is the best cost-benefit solution. Two, the industry has up 30% operational cost overruns because it doesn't control and monitoring these leaks. Three, companies cannot achieve their ESG and greenhouse goals. We are a software as a service does leak monitoring with patent technology to reduce costs and greenhouses in industries, oil and gas companies, buildings, and other companies with high pollution. In just seconds, a step-by-step process is set up to make energy decision and achieve ESG greenhouse goals using our AI and IoT technology. 2. We aim for each solution to have a return on invest of 30% compared to energy baseline. 3. Our sustainability reports help achieve ESG and greenhouse gases reduction goals. Consequently, we encourage industries to realize more efficiency solutions, reduce costs, energy, and pollution. These are the features or value proposition. Circular technology combined leads monitoring using IoT, data analysis using AI, creation and improvement roadmaps, reporting and energy solution. We offer an end-to-end solution. At the end of the day, companies are going to have a circular stamp. This stamp shows the percentage improvement in energy consumption compared to the baseline and serve as validation of greenhouse gases reduction efforts. Company, we want to share this progress. Compared to the competition, we have an end-to-end solution, patented sensor technology, and AI algorithm to monitoring different types of leaks and perform predictive maintenance. Thanks to our technology, Ecopetrol, oil and gas company, will be able to perform and predictive maintenance. We project to avoid an average loss of $3.3 million per year, 50,000 liters of water, and up to 1 million tons of CO2 not emitted. We want to replicate in other companies around the world. This market represents 40% of global energy consumption, up to 31 billion in annual sales. Since 2018, we have working in different industries. We have working in companies such as energy, construction, ice cream, aluminum factory, among others. We understand that common problems related to energy consumption, liquid and gas leaks. Javier and I started to research in plasma physics at university. Then Marcela Guzman joined us CFO. We have more than 13 years of experience and work together. We have leadership and planning skill. We are passionate about being a leader in fight against climate change. In 18 months, we had achieved revenue of $67K, a patent on sensor and AI algorithm to monitor industrial leaks. Likewise, we help avoid 400 tons of CO2. We have started our own capital bootstrap. We are looking for $500,000. This represents a valuation of $5 million executed in 18 months. The money will be used to support the market adoption strategy based on integration with APIs and shareable GSG greenhouse gases asset, circular stamp. We projected $80,000 in revenue and $65K in annual recurring rate. We want to be a global benchmark and avoid up 1 million tons of CO2 equivalent per year. Feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Fantastic. We have David on the call. Any questions for David? Yeah, Vivek, go ahead, please.
Hi, David. So David, this space is pretty crowded, right? It's, I think, not the first solution which will help measure the emissions, or sensors are pretty much available, especially in oil and gas. It's available there. So what is the differentiator that you bring to the table, right? And why are you restricting yourself only to GHG, right? When you can measure everything.
Yeah.
Yes. The idea is to start with monitoring leaks in the steel process, because it's a very common problem in industries, and we're not to other process, including motors, electrical motors, and yeah, something like that.
David, there's a lot of background noise from your side. Can you try to probably shut the door, close the door, or something? I don't know. Janmajay, did you have any question?
Yeah, I wanted to understand that when you are talking about the industrial sector, uh, sometimes they have to let some machines run on idle, or the energy consumption will go on, because that machine, like for example compressors in an manufacturing setup, the power tools have to use it. So even if it is running on idle, you can't switch them off, right? So a lot of contextual information or very specific customizable information is required, right? How do you tackle these questions when it comes from your potential clients? What are you doing to have you thought about this? And if you are getting these questions, how are you answering them from the clients?
Yeah, our client is basically companies with high consumption energy, especially steam process. Steam process, because it's very common, for example, in building manufacturers companies. We are going to speak with managers and maintenance people, because they need to reduce consumption in water, energy, and everything. We provide a sensor which has the technology to reduce, to identify and detecting and monitoring leaks. And the idea is, in the end of the day, we are going to give the stand about what is the improve of consumption compared the baseline, energy baseline. We have this technology development and self-development. Yeah, the companies are is interesting because there are a lot of leaks common in different process around the manufacturing company.
Thank you. Let's take more questions in the chat section. It seems the audio is not perfect, so probably we can write the answers in the chat section. Next is Octagram. They have built next gen A1 controller for security and building automation. And here we go.
A1 platform, programming instead of constructing new hardware. What is an A1, and what is its place in the world of technologies for technical security? To answer these questions, let us draw an analogy from the world of books. At the end of the 20th century, electronic books, commonly known as e-readers, appeared on the market. A lot of people have appreciated e-readers because they are easy, handy, compact, reliable, and have several serious advantages. You are free to choose the books you are interested in. You may have as many books on your small device as you wish. You can delete the book you have read and download a new one at any time. In the world of technical security, the A1 platform has the same advantages as the e-reader in the world of books. A large quantity of printed books poses no problem. A rich library looks like something prestigious, while a bookshop seems to be a wonderland. However, the whole e-reader market grew in the world of books. This made access to books easier and reduced the environmental pollution. Continuing with this analogy, we could say that in the world of security and intelligent buildings, only printed books, in quotes, are still being used and even produced. Since nobody creates libraries in the security and intelligent building industry, the books, in quotes, are discarded after use, contributing to growing rubbish dumps. Manufacturers rarely address the pollution problem and continue producing more new devices, causing storage rooms and warehouses to expand as well. Why is this the case, and where can we find a solution? Since 2009, we have diligently guided every stage of the product development, from initial design to production, certification, sales, and continuous improvement based on invaluable installation experience. Recognizing the inherent inflexibility of the technical security industry, we have tested the A1 for 10 years to determine if it could occupy a role in the security sector similar to that of e-readers in the world of books. The A1 testing has demonstrated its potential as a foundational component for a wide range of security and intelligent building key systems. Our innovative approach results in reduced project costs, increased income, and overall industry development. Traction. In 2010, Octagram AG was registered in Switzerland. By 2011, MEP's inaugural installation took place in Switzerland, where Octagram AG is presently headquartered. Several other projects have been successfully implemented in this region. By 2014, the team had released over 4,500 controllers of the fourth category since its inception. By 2020, MEP had surpassed 2,000 users across various industries, including banking, telecommunications, government facilities, factories, and diverse commercial enterprises. All users express satisfaction with the efficiency achieved through the utilization of a minimal variety of equipment types to fulfill their safety requirements. Today, we are prepared for large-scale production of the A1. Thank you for your attention. We look forward to working with you.
Fantastic. Nicholas, on the call to answer your questions. Yes, Janmajay?
I don't have a question.
Oh, okay. Anybody
So
else?
thank you very much for this opportunity to present our product and welcome questions.
Nicholas, hi, Vivek here.
Please, Vivek.
Just
Hi.
one question. So your technology is all homegrown, or are you using any other platform which is there in the industry, or is it all homegrown with your company?
Actually, we prepared it in the basis of all our experience in the industry, and it's not open now, and we use it by our company. Because it's a true question about books and these novels we can put in these books. So books. So it's a little bit, it's like the start. We 10 years testing this technology, and we prepare it for growing with another manufacturer. But you know, in the industry, it's a normal situation. Everyone prepare own hardware. It's thousands and thousands. So for instance, Siemens have more than 200 controllers from different manufacturers, and it's normal. It's a lot of warehouse. We can change the situation. Just like the computer, but computer quite complicated in this situation, you know. And our control, it's easy. It's just small box.
And these controllers are universal, which works with any BMS, any equipment?
Actually, it's quite simple for simple tasks. I mean, security, building automation. But it's today exists 50 different firmwares, and it's easy to change it and prepare for some applications.
Thank you.
If
Maybe we
it's
can
not
connect
standard
offline.
situation.
We can connect offline. Would like to understand a little more in detail.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Vivek.
So, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Is there any other comment or questions from the jury? Okay. Now you have seen all the 10 pitches, and I would request our jury members to probably talk about one or two startups that stood out from your perspective. You can talk about those two startups, or probably one startup that you think was quite outstanding or probably relevant to what you do, or probably you may want to share some insights with those one or two startups. So the floor is open to everybody, and you can turn on your video, you can unmute yourself to talk about those one or two startups. I see Janmajay on the screen, so I may put you on spot. Yeah, go ahead, Janmajay.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to, congratulate all the 10 startups. I know how difficult that journey is, and you guys have great vision, and it's really awesome that what you're doing, and just keep focusing on your end user, and I think you will see business value out of it. Um, Particularly two startups that stood out for me were Curec for one, and the other one would be Cloudworks. They both stood out to me, and would be happy to connect with them and mentor them also if required. And just one thing that I would like to add here, that uh, we have to think from the enterprise value. You know, how are we going to scale over the next 4 to 5 years, and how do we make a solution, not just a point solution, as an enterprise solution? That is one. Secondly, the end users these days have a lot of access to information, so, and they are also getting bombarded with a lot of data. Everyone is pitching to them, right? So we have to curate our pitch and our product in a way that helps them take a decision to make more money, make more revenue. That is what will make them, loyal customers. So think about those two terms. How do you help them take that decision? So that's my piece of advice, and
Thank you.
yeah, really happy to be part of the pitch.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Janmajay. I think that's very, very insightful. That's very helpful. Appreciate it. Vivek, please.
I think the two startups, so while I think everyone did a good job, and everyone is bringing something unique to the table, but I would say the two what stood out for me was, one was WinCSS, right? Cybersecurity, of course, especially in the region where I am, cybersecurity is one of the hot topics always, right? And the other one, I would say, is Syncrol. Syncrol is more like a moonshot idea, I would say. If it works out well, I think it will probably scale up like anything, because it is revolutionizing a very old problem in the manufacturing industry. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But as I said, it's a moonshot, right? Not every moonshot would work like that, but all the best to them.
Thanks a lot, Vivek. I think those insights are very, very apt. Appreciate that. Seth, please.
Yes. So I need to look at my cheat sheet for a second. So I would say the one that struck me and could kind of relate to it would be the first one, be the waste locker. Not that I fully understand their focus in the business, but I definitely have like a passion for reducing waste.
Right.
But I want to learn more from these people. And I mean, in my case, I probably want to focus on a different part of the segment. Okay. And the other thing is the name. I'm not too sure it's a nice name, but okay, or just an opinion. I do like the Curec robot that was discussed. I want to, maybe work with the founder on some thoughts on penetrating the market. And the last one is the synchro drive technology. That's definitely fascinating. It can reduce energy. And again, in my head, if it's possible, if you have a joint of hardware and materials, it could be a bigger solution.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Seth. Appreciate it. Hiren.
Yeah, hi. I think everybody was good, but I think the WinCSS one is very critical. I think it's very relevant currently, and especially it has a very global relevance, and not only actually for automotive, but generally for mobility. The problem is also on an agricultural machine, which is moving. It's not just the car. So I think for me, that's the single most, important venture. And I'm happy to work with him in future.
Sure.
And the Curate robots is also very critical one, but I would love to understand if he's going to focus on one market like MRO and make a kill there, before trying to, solve world's problems, because that can be a very lucrative, quick win and, scalable, view, but would like to touch base with him offline. Potentially, I could also help him raise capital through one of the very important OEM. So happy to work with him in offline. Agrumi for me is a special one. I would like to irritate her more till the time I see that they are fit for the world. And Yuvraj, the CloudWorks,
Right.
I think there is a very genuine use case I have for him. If he can solve it, I think he can open a new market for himself. Yeah. So this is a special very fun. Nobody used the word AI too much, and that's something which I like in a way, because people use that word very often without having any right credibility. So it's a plus and minus, but just an observation.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Elaine. And again, as jury members mentioned, all the startups did a fantastic job. I mean, condensing the complete messaging, all the value prop, all the traction and everything in 4 minutes and presenting it to the audience on Zoom is itself a very difficult job. And then obviously answering questions and getting the feedback so positively. So I think startups have done a fantastic job, and kudos to them. For coming up and presenting their solutions to us. Thanks to the jury members for your feedback, for your insights. We would love to reconnect in the next few days, next few weeks. Get your insights, get your support in figuring out the go-to-market strategies, in figuring out how to pitch the messaging or to different kind of enterprises and so on and so forth. And let's win together. Yeah. Again, thanks everybody for your time today. Appreciate it, and we'll reconnect soon.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks
Take
to
care,
the team.
everybody. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.